Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Sergio Dominguez with the audio commentary for season 24 of The Sergio Show. As I'm trying to pick up where I left off, I finished season 23 back in at the end of November of 2020. So when that happened, I decided to take a month break in December, all throughout December, and start fresh in 2021. Because doing season 23 was such a stressful time. It was overwhelming, and I was getting burnt out at that point, and it was the holidays, and I want to spend time with my family. So I'll just take the whole month of December off. Oh, what's the worst that could happen? But, after that month-long break, I would start off fresh and excited to do season, 24 and onward, and a couple of other projects. But, what was the worst that could happen for taking a long break? So, when 2021 started, I ended up starting, season 24 of the show. And I had my ideas listed and got ready. During production of season 24, I think I was like 2-3 episodes in, I got sick. I was 1 week into 2021 and I got sick. I'm not going to say what, but I recovered. It was no big deal. But it did affect the whole month of January and how I was trying to put together season 24. So that's what happened with production behind the scenes with season 24. I wanted to finish season 24 just within the month of January, and it seemed possible when I started. Because, when I started that year, let me check my calendar. I started the year off working on the first 2 episodes of season 24, but then the rest of the season I was under some medicine and some delays and appointments, so I ended up finishing season 24 within the first couple of days of February 2021. It's still not bad, but it did throw off my schedule, those unfortunate moments that happened to me in the beginning of the month of January. So I wanted to start the commentary with that. So, this episode. So, while I was finishing season 23, I kind of realized, what happened to my dog Frankie? Where's his involvement within the show, within the season 23? He wasn't there by my side. And I think when I recorded season 23, it was back in May of 2020. And I knew I had a pet dog. And he was going to be part of the show eventually, but he had no part in this episode. So I decided, let me change the season premiere to a little like behind the scenes of what happened to my dog child. And I made a list of what he could do, and he sheds, he dances, he does a couple funny things, and I bring up some kind of like a couple little plot holes here and there about season 23. And that's how this episode came about. Originally, it was going to be me going to the Toon City Zoo, seeing some other funny cartoon animals and stuff. But I changed it to me going to a comic book store, and then I changed that to this episode. And I thought this is a clever idea to put Frankie in this, because he doesn't appear in season 23 at all for any reason. So not only he appears in this episode, but he's going to appear a lot throughout this whole season for the most part, just to make up for season 23. But he'll appear in season 24, of course, in the episodes we're going to talk about, and more episodes in the future. I just finished season 24. Yeah, I felt upset that this was kind of going to be a budget cutback season. Not just episode, but whole season. And I'll explain in a couple of upcoming episodes that we're going to get through. But yeah, I felt bad at first, but then after after getting sick early in the month of January, I was like, oh God, this season ended up being a necessity. It went from being, okay, I got to finish this quickly because I need to have this finished because I couldn't be behind and I had other projects. So having the whole season being like a budget cutback season was a necessity for me and for the productivity of the show. But also I hope to still make some fun episodes within the season. And there's some fun ideas. We're going to get to them. Even if there are so many corners cut, even though the whole series is just corners being cut because The show runs on enthusiasm, as we always known. But the episode was cute. Season 231. Now, 232. Okay. So, another part of the Evil Sergio anthology series. Story arc. Now, originally this episode was going to be like me drawing or setting up a drawing like it's a game of golf. Like, now you see Sergio takes out the 2B pencil kind of thing. But then I changed it to a sound effects episode where just no recording of me, just me doing things that would be sound effects around. But then I changed it to this. I was rescheduling and reorganizing, especially when I found out this was going to be the episode that I had lined up. Because I have set this up in series of episodes, where each episode pushes a story forward of this Evil Sergio story arc. And we were getting to the episode where we get caught up of Evil Sergio and his involvement in episode 200. What was he doing before then with those groceries and stuff? I do want to bring up the register guy. It was like, oh, your money! I like that character that I designed real quick and just voiced. He's a cute character. But yeah, this is supposed to add a lot more context and what has he discovered. And to also acknowledge that this is a completely different Evil Sergio-ish. But that turn that you see, originally he was supposed to turn in the 200th episode, but when I got to that, I'm like, I don't want to animate him turning around. I'll just cut to it. You see his back, then you cut back and he's looking right at him. But, I end up bringing that turn back. And the turn was not that bad. It was a good turn animation. So yeah, it was going to be a longer scene here of him trying to talk Evil Sergio out of where this is not what it looks like kind of thing, but I shortened it and just streamlined it because the funniest part is just he knows already. He knows. And if you've seen the previous parts, yeah, he definitely knows. Excuse me, that was some me drinking water. So yeah, on dramatic fan service later. Nice. So this is a very important episode, and it's still building the whole lore and what's happening with Evil Sergio right now, and giving a little bit more context to episode 200, and it came out pretty well. This little bit of animation where he's just like on the floor, just suffering, but there's hope for him now. He realized there is hope for him. How he found a way. He knows what's really going on, kind of. He just realized something special, and he's gonna find out more, and maybe find out a way to get out of here. Well, I don't know, but something's happening with this character. Hopefully, you'll join me in finding out. But this is really good. Very simple episode, but it was important, and it's another stepping stone. Excuse me, just cracked my arm, but yeah. Some stuff is going on. I'm so excited. So, fun episode. Maybe too simple, but it is growing. It is growing, this little series. Little aspect of the series. But fun episode. Now, on to the next episode. Alright, this episode, this is a tech review episode. Alright, so I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, internet videos of people playing with cameras, both new cameras, old cameras. Someone has a collection of cameras that they've had or they bought and just compared and contrast. And I do like cameras. I do have my own little camera collection. So I decided to make an episode where the Sergio character also talks about cameras and the gear doesn't matter kind of thing. And since everything's a cartoon and certain cartoon objects are cameras, and I've talked about early in the series, the re-edited version, special edition version of that era of the series, that cartoon cameras exist. And so I was like, let me just build more upon that. In this one, like a tech review, but the tech is cartoon sentient. And a nice callback to this action camera episode that I did earlier. But this was a fun episode. There's also a simple episode, but I got to draw a lot of different cameras and different kinds of cameras, both cartoon and camera. So camera. But yeah, this came out really well. And yeah, originally this was gonna be a thing called Sergio is a complete idiot, where I'm just a complete idiot for no reason. I do the dumbest things. But even then, I feel like can't think of any good ideas for something like that, and I'll just put that aside. Let me replace that with the tech review episode. So that's what we got with here, and that is based on a camera that I recently bought, just like the action camera. And I'm very happy with these cameras. Used it for a couple of live streams and video projects for the Sergio Studios Extra channel. So that's good. That's good. And I've been trying to also, throughout the last couple of years, try to take my home videos, cassettes, and try to convert them digitally to continue saving and putting them on DVD. So that's been like that for a couple of years. Yeah, that's based on a little toy camera that I used to start off my little like animation experience. Back when toy cameras that were affordable were for little kids and the picture quality was terrible. And I think something else is coming up. I think there's gonna be a callback. Yep, that's like one of the first animations I ever did that I've ever did and apparently saved. And there's a video of me talking about my early animation work from 2005 to 2010 that I recommend you check out. But yeah, this is all just me loving cameras and watching a lot of YouTubers and play with cameras, talk about cameras. And that's good. That's really nice. Oh yeah, I do have a hand-me-down antique classic camera. It makes like a little a film flipping sound, and I record that as a sound effect, and it's been used in a couple episodes of the show. So that's that. Back in my day, everything was black and white and grainy, and that was just the politics back then. Now, as you can see, all these cameras are cartoon. Excuse me, I was just putting hand sanitizer in my hands. Well, yeah, not much to talk about. I did draw a lot of cameras. I love this joke. I remember I was like, what other joke should I put other than, cartoon cameras? How about a kind of cartoon camera that the person who sees it looks at it and it's like, oh, regular camera, but really from a different POV, it's actually also a cartoon camera, but he doesn't know. And that's a classic kind of joke, where the people don't know that these objects are alive, kind of thing. Either from a perspective or they try to hide themselves, kind of thing. And I wanted to end it with that kind of joke. Alright, that's all this episode of The Sergio Show. Please take care of your cameras, even if it's in phone form. Anyway, I'm Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day. Yeah, simple episode, but it came out really well, and I like it. A lot of these episodes are really likable. And we'll talk about the next episode. Excuse me. Next episode. Sergio Studios. Okay, episode 234. Now, this is a bottle episode, believe it or not, where I'm a cartoon piece of paper. Well, let me start off with a couple of things. First, I wanted to stop doing bottle episodes, and I wanted season 20 where all these bottle episodes, Sergio's come together. And after I did that, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done with these bottle episodes. I don't want to do that anymore. But shortly after I did that, I thought of two more. This is one of the two, where instead of like sketchbook paper, it's just one piece of paper. Just one little piece of paper of cartoon me just dealing with all this. And I got actually a lot of good jokes and entertainment out of that. And at the time, yeah, I still use that action camera for it. It's not bad. Looks good from what I'm seeing. But yeah, that's the idea with that specific episode. And I had another one, but we'll talk about that. So that what you're seeing was recorded back in October, October of 2020. I was doing these two bottle episodes while working on season 23. So I did like 12 episodes, and that would also mean that would also mean that sorry, just trying to realize something. Um yeah, that would mean season 24. Two out of the 10 episodes are already done because those two are the bottle episodes that you're going to see, like this one and the other one coming up. So when I started season 24, I didn't have to do 10 episodes. I only had to do 8 because 2 of the 10 are done. So yeah, I was like, okay, new year, I only have to do 8 episodes for season 24. What's the worst that can happen in this month? And that kind of thing. So yeah, that was the thing. So this 10 episode season had 2 bottle episodes, but almost every episode was in a way a bottle episode because a lot of these episodes had to be done quick. But they still came out fun. Very fun to make and hopefully enjoyable to watch. They are pretty short episodes. So that's the idea on that one. So yeah, instead of a book, because since it was so tiny, I can take it to different places. So I just took this camera, hit record, and just go, 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 go. Act funny, be funny with a piece of paper with a drawing of me on it. And that's what you saw. And again, that's my dog Frankie just being himself. You know. So that was the idea. That was the idea with this episode. And yeah, it was supposed to help. Just finish, try to fill up season 24 when I got to it. So yeah, so I was like, yeah, 8 episodes only out of the 10 I had to do. Thanks to these 2 bottle episodes, but even then I was slowed down by other unfortunate things that, just some health reasons, but I recovered from that, so it's okay. But it was fun to edit because I do love editing too. So there's that. Do some effects and all that stuff, so I hope you enjoy it. Haven't seen this in a while. Excuse me, burped. Oh, am I gonna make it? I made it! But hopefully, as of this recording, I will stop with these gosh darn ball episodes! You know, I do love animation, love cartoons. But sometimes I just want to do like a simpler episode. And sometimes I have a formula. I just am just not an animation self trying to figure this out and try to recover the financials of the show. And that's what we got. The enthusiasm. This came out pretty well. The thing is, since it's video recording, can't say that word. The pacing is different, but you know, it's still my comedy and my shtick, I guess. So hopefully people like it. There's one drawing of me. One drawing of me. I like that. I only drew it once. Came out really well. I still have it somewhere on display. You know, it was so wrinkled, but yeah, those are good. Nice episode. Very nice episode. Oh, originally this episode was going to be a 4th talk show episode, but I didn't have any ideas for that at the moment. Still don't. And also, this episode was originally going to be the 4th Evil Sergio episode, but I pushed that to 2 episodes earlier. So instead of 234, it's 232. So yeah, it left room for that. You know, when I was getting to season 24, I was reorganizing ideas, and that was one of the things I did. Just like, okay, I'm going to put one of the 2 bottle episodes right here, which you're seeing right now, and I hope you liked it. All right. Ooh, another one. Ooh, it's classic Sergio. Yeah. So, originally this episode was going to be a magic show episode, but then when I was looking at my ideas, I'm like, classic cartoon Sergio should be in this season. And it needs to be, I'll put it here. Yeah, 235. That sounds good. You know, I don't have any ideas for the magic episode where, I don't know, I do magic tricks or something. Don't know. Don't have any ideas for it. But when I got to this episode, I did realize what should I do? I was running out of ideas for classic Sergio already. But so one day when I realized I got to do this episode, this is up for production. I was walking my dog Frankie around, and I was like, okay, what could this episode be about? What could this episode be about? And I realized, okay, what can he do? What can he do that Sergio could also do, but it needs to be stylized to the 1930s ish. And I was like, let's have the character eat a lot. Yeah, that's good enough. And I had to be simple yet quick, yet I still want to get some stuff out of it. So I did add a lot of hand drawn effects to it. Even though it is simple ideas, he just eats different foods. But when I was thinking, okay, different foods, then let me hand draw. Let me make it funny at least, even if I'd only have a couple of days to put this together, by my decision and wanting to do it. So that's why you see a lot of hand drawn effects to it. Yeah, you see the black screen of that one frame of black screen, and you also see the parody of a certain classic cartoon character that I changed for certain reasons, and the food that he's gonna eat because of those same reasons. But I imagine putting a lot of classic cartoon gags for this reason, the hand drawnness and the characters and the setting of that eatery. So yeah, this came out really well, and I imagine to still get fun out of it. Yeah, there was a black frame that appeared. I mentioned this before in a couple of commentaries, but I fixed it. But in this case, I left it in because this was supposed to be, really much more cruder. But it still came out well. Maybe I could have done in that one better, but no, that came out also well. Ah, yeah, I like that effect. Ah, very simple episode, but it's cute and it came out really well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, simple episode. It was almost a struggle, but I found a way to get some stuff out of it. And it came out really cute. And a lot of these were simple episodes, but came out really cute. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the magic show episode, I don't know yet, but we'll see. We'll see. This one where we do okay, 236. Okay, yeah, my boy. My little boy. So, originally I was going to learn about sports, me doing different sports, but again, I wasn't honestly interested in doing this, and I wanted to add my dog more into this episode, in this season, because of season 23. So, I had this idea, what if I overprotect my child and get over dramatic, because he got hurt and I got upset, so I got to protect him. But, so I improvised this whole episode, and it came out actually really good too. Yeah, this was really good. This had a lot of funny moments. It's like, no! And yeah. Yeah, originally I was gonna learn sports, but I'm like, no, let me add more of my child here. I mean, good little boy. Oh, you got boo boo. Yeah, a lot of good jokes. Mhm. Yeah, it looks like that. The tummy over there, because when I was animating this part, I was like, I want it to be like across, not across the face, but like up and down. But then I saw how it looked and where my mouth is to my child, and I'm like, oh no, let me fix that real quick. Ugh, it doesn't look right. It didn't look right. That's why it just suddenly was across my face like that position. It didn't look right. So, yeah, that was inside on that one. There was gonna be a couple more jokes into this, but I didn't like the jokes. Like a cage. Like there was gonna be a little bit about a cage, But like, no, because the system will have a cage, so forget that. I think there was another joke that didn't make it either. This was going to be longer with a couple more jokes, but the jokes that I improvised weren't good enough. But yeah, the hamster one was nice, and I do like this joke. Maybe there could have been a diploma in the background or something, but time crunch, always. Oh, look at that money. Nope, I'm out of here. At least I got to do three things. And yeah, this had a lot of good jokes. I do love the motivational speech my boys does, but we'll get to it. Haha, who knew this worked? Alright, Frankie, you're officially a safe and protected dog. How do you feel? I hope you guys in the comment section let me know about my child because he will be appear in the show more often. And he's a sweet character, a cartoon pug, and we will find out more of who this character is throughout the series. Just a little bit more, you know. He's a cartoon pug, but I expect him to redefine cartoon dog. But I'm getting ahead of myself. But we'll get to it. But I do love this child. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yep. Mm-hmm. I think there's an episode in the season where I just got tired of animating lip sync. Like, not animating, just like looking over the lip sync because it's still automatically set up to Toon Boom, but I still look through it and pick which frames because it's always missing like three more positions, like the little and tss sound. But I think I've said this before. So, yeah, like the previous episode where the classic cartoon Sergio just eats. I'm not animating his mouth movements, and that's actually faster for production if I do an episode where I don't animate lip sync. And actually, we're going to talk about that in the next episode. All right, this episode. Originally, this is going to be an awkward episode where the whole episode's awkward and I'm awkward. Wow, what a surprise. The biggest surprise, I'm awkward. But, yeah, I actually recorded dialogue for this episode, for the awkward episode, but I was like, I'm not interested in making that episode. Let me change it to something simpler. I'm still on that time crunch. And I'm like, how about I buy a book? Because I've been buying books lately and buying a lot of fun books and just enjoying books. So I just like made it simple. How about I buy a book? And originally it was gonna have dialogue too, but I'm like, no, you know what? I don't want to animate lip sync like I said before for a couple episodes. So yeah, let's just everything be silent and full of gags, just visual gags, and just time it out as best as possible because I don't really need to say anything. Just show it. In this case, I like that joke. Someday, everybody, someday. Yeah, that's a nice drawing. Well, yeah, it's like, okay, since everything's a cartoon, how about cartoon books being cartoon book employees, you know? That's one. This one I thought, that could be memeable if I set up like that. Like, read the book, got surprised, but what was I reading? I don't know why the bookstore employee sign looks like that and the name tag. But yeah, I like that little thing. I made it brief. Not be too brief, but that old lady was a drawing that I had before. And also, yeah, I could do an episode where I go inside a book adventure. Like we've seen that in a couple of shows, but I'm like, no, let me do something else. That's an episode for another time. And I hope I got the timing right because I don't want to make it seem too fillery, yet I don't want the things to be that sudden. So I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I worry that the pacing maybe is too fast, but I don't want it to be too slow. So if it's too fast, that's fine. Just because people can pause, you know. Obviously, it's like, wait, I didn't catch that. Let me just go back and pause it. I know the book animates like that because I set it in a way where it's actually in a different distance. So the animation perspective is a little bit off on that one. And as for this camera pan close to it, I don't know why it does that, but I know everything's on 12 frames per second, so that happens sometimes. Very fun, simple episode, and that was also fun to make. Mm-hmm. That what you saw is me re-editing the animation and reversing everything. So there's a lot of techniques, things to editing that helped me. But yeah, that's something. That is something. Good thing that wasn't the awkward episode. Maybe I'll do that someday. I have a recording of it, but not yet. Not yet. Fun episode. Now, this is episode 238, but this is actually the last episode of season 24 that I made too. So, yeah, so when this episode was done, I finished the whole 24 season because the last two were made in different times. So, yeah. Yeah, this actually I had it set up to the beginning where I was setting up the original episode and everything. I planted a plant because I'm okay with plants. I'm not the biggest fan of plants, but I have family members that like plants, and I know they're good for the atmosphere and all that fun stuff. But I'm not the biggest nature animal plant fan, but I respect it. And I thought, no, this is a fun little joke. I can make some jokes out of all this. Maybe the jokes are too simple, but it still came up pretty fun. Yeah, and if I was gonna do this, I wanted to still have some sense of drawings. So there is drawings of plants and facial expressions and a couple nice plant animation. But I knew this was going to also be a quick and simple episode because, again, this one doesn't have dialogue except for the last line at the end of the episode. And even then, that last line of the episode is no mouth animation, just face movements, the way I set it up. But it's clever. These clever editing and animation and video techniques that I've learned throughout the years. Yeah, nice sun rays and all that stuff. So yeah, this was good. This needed to be very easy to make, especially when I was like, oh, one episode left. This was the last episode of the season for me to produce. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I think did I make a special music for this? I don't remember. But that's okay. Yeah, that was hand drawn. It was funny because the plane itself was drawn, and a couple of these things you see, they were drawn in marker, scanned into Toon Boom. But then there were some other drawings that I did, like the hand drawn to that marker drawing was done on the Cintiq Wacom. I want my child to have a cameo. I was like, he appears a lot in the season, but I want to keep having him appear in the season, so he has a little appearance here. That looks cute. This slot together, but it still came out pretty good. That bush sound effect you hear is I recorded it like over a year ago on the separate recording device. It still kind of sounds a little bit off. Maybe I need to re-record that, but it worked for this episode. And a couple of other moments where bushes and plants need to move around. So simple episode. Maybe could have been executed more if the plants come to life or it's Sergio versus the plants. But I'm like, no, let me keep this a little bit more basic than that. I already have fun ideas and jokes already, and I was done with the season when I did this. But we have 2 more episodes to go. But that's what my experience was. And yeah, no change in this one. It's set in stone, and it's the episode. Sergio plants a plant. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, next episode. Oh, I'd buy something for my child. Yeah. This one, originally, it was going to be a POV Sergio episode. Meaning you only see through my perspective and how I start the day or what I do before the show starts. But I kind of realized that's the kind of episode that's gonna be difficult for me to make. Even though it sounds like fun, but I wasn't at the time interested in doing an episode like that. I did recordings for it, but I haven't really done much with it in production. So I was like, let me change it to something else. What do I have in my ideas? Oh, another Frankie episode. That's fine. That's cute. Little cute animation. So I was like, okay, let me buy a toy for my child. And I recorded, I've already recorded this a long time ago, back in May 2020 for this Sergio buy something for dog episode and the POV episode. So I went with me buying something for my dog Frankie episode. And it actually came out really well too. I mean, the montage was short, but it has a joke that I really love. And I didn't realize how much I love it until I like looked through it, through editing. But I will get to it. But I love that joke so much in terms of my reaction, and we'll get to it. Montage was maybe too simple, but I was getting a little bit burnt and just recovering. But I'm it still looked like fun. It still came out really well with some hand drawn moments. And yeah, you see reused props that were used over the years for the show. Yeah, I drew that tube thing. And yeah, just me just like, oh, come on. Let me just end this montage. I do the best I can with my enthusiasm. When in doubt, just have the character just fly out of pieces. And I drew that too. Here comes my favorite reaction joke in this episode. Here comes. I love the reaction. I just react and I yell, but then you cut to me just like something else. It was well done. It was well done. My performance with the editing. Sometimes you don't know a joke or the way the joke you make is funny until you get it to post production. I didn't expect this to be that funny. I'm not even hearing it, and I have it memorized, and I remember how funny it was. The hand-drawn worked, while my vocal performance worked, and while the editing worked too, and even the background music that I added. It was so well done, and it took a lot of the culmination of all that for a joke that simple to work. A good episode. I mean, I think that joke sold the whole episode. Very simple episode, but it came out good. Came out a lot good. It could have been the POV episode, but maybe we'll see. We'll see about that one. And the hand-drawn moments were fun too. Thanks to the tablet, I can do hand-drawn a lot quicker. So even if I do a simple episode, hand-drawn moment, like the fans kind of wanted, I guess. Well, yeah, fun episode. Season finale! And where are we? Okay, originally I was going to go to a video rental store because I'm also oddly nostalgic of that and I've seen videos of it. But I changed it. So yeah, back in October of 2020 while I was doing season 23, I did 2 bottle episodes. One where I was just a piece of paper and the other one is me live action. And in this case, I wanted to be obviously live action me, just like pretty much spiritually find the budget for the show because it's always been physically, but here it needs to be like psychologically, emotionally, spiritually find the budget for the show, which is emotion, enthusiasm. So this is me trying to give my good performance, but also I didn't have to, since I wasn't really going to talk in this episode, I just have to rely on body language and movement and performance, and yeah, that's what worked. Yeah. So I had to really sell on that. If I was gonna, because live action me episode could have been a shark jumper, but in this case it was very necessary. And try to just stage everything properly. And I just had a camera on a tripod, just going all over the place and just recording and setting everything up. But that sunset. Yes, this all came out really well. Maybe the pacing's too quick. Oh, look at my child. I just hold him up to my face and he was like, mwah, mwah. Aww. Yeah, that's the guide of the show, and me just trying to just figure everything out. It's just me just trying to get to it mentally. But I wasn't getting into it. I got frustrated. But I like the references. I like how everything went. Yeah. Yeah, this was October of 2020, and I felt like the world was just in that weird emotional state. Well, yeah, originally I was gonna look at the fan art, but I'm like, let me change it to the art of the Sergio show book because I was also at the time going through those in the series of videos, and yeah, yeah, the picture quality is very good. I used a GoPro Hero 8 camera. That's all I had. That's the most advanced camera I had at the time, other than my phone, which was my phone was used only once, and that was that one faraway shot where I realized, okay, I got some live action now. Oh. Ah, the next effect. Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, originally, yeah, I was gonna do a scene where I'm in this mysterious room, and there's the budget of the show with lights, and it's just an empty room. I knew about a place that had an empty room, but I'm like, no, let me just take the studio room, cover it and clamp it with bed sheets, and have this like colored light that I have, LED light, and just set it up right there. And it came out really well. Came out very well with its simplicity. I did it all with all this recording within a day, and me just trying to give a good performance. mm, yeah. This was a good one. This is the best budget cup. One of not the best. One of my favorites. Other than all the budget cup X Sergios reunited. And yeah. This was a good one. And hopefully I want this to be the last budget cutback episode of the show. I'd rather just cut corners and rely on corner cutting techniques, animation and editing wise, and just doing episodes like that. But hopefully that's the last one I got in the chamber for now. But yeah, this whole season was a budget cutback season, but it came out really well. I'm surprised looking back on it. But yeah, that's all for this whole season episode commentary. Yeah, this whole season 24 commentary of the Sergio Show. I hope you liked it as much as I did, and any questions, comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you again for listening. I am Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day. Thank you.